gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Oh yeah, there's my bitch.
Remember, the ball must travel 10 yards. It's loose. Mud Dogs football.
Well, good morning, everybody. Rise and grind. Rise and grind in this. It's soupy out here. The next 2 days are going to be very warm. Very, very warm. This is my 6-day work week. I begin my 6 days working in soup. Rise and grind, everybody. Game time, Brian, otherwise known as the mailman, for 6 more days. Then I'm off for a few weeks. Yes. Game time after Saturday. Game time is off until September, the Friday of the first week. So what's that? September 6th? September 8th? I don't know. Yeah. I believe it's September 6th I go back to work. So, ooh, yes. I love it now. I'll love it later. But got plenty of stuff to stay hydrated with. Stay hydrated out there. Definitely. I got my hat. Maybe I'll throw my hat on. I look like a doofus, but oh well. Throw the hat on. There it is. Oh, I got the black one. I can't wear the black one today. But yeah, so good morning, everybody. We're still waiting. We are still waiting. And I saw an article, which we already knew, but I did see an article regarding over the last 6 years, we ranked 30 and 32 in money spent. This goes out to like all the Eagle fans who want to say Dak sucks, whatever. You know, Dallas is at the bottom of the list when it comes to spending money outside of their own, like free agents. 16 through 19, they ranked 32nd or 30th, and then 19 through 23 or 20. I don't know that they did 24. We ranked 32, meaning we are at the bottom of the spending list for free agent players. You know, listen, Kansas City has won 3 Super Bowls, so we can't sit here and say they've done it with free agents, right? They haven't. The Eagles won the 1. They did without the free agents. They don't win. They don't get. Well, no. The one they lost, they had a lot of free agents. The one they won, I don't think there was they had an average running back. They just got hot, man. They just got hot. But put it in the comments. Did they get a lot of free agents the year they won with Nick Foles? I don't think so. So, again, it's a catch-22. I agree with the Cowboys. I agree with the Cowboys that free agency isn't where it's at when it comes to... Where's my sunglasses? There it is. Free agency ain't where it's at. I'll leave it off now. When it comes to building a team, you can't do it. You will overpay in free agency. You will overpay in free agency. That's just the way it is. It's not worth. You cannot dip in that pool a lot. But I do believe that's a way. Eagles showed it. Other teams have showed it. How you could supplement maybe a draft pick who gets hurt, like a DeMarvion Overshown, right? If we would have went out and got a Bobby Wagner, and remind you, we're not talking about Leighton Vander Esch, who got hurt in season, but we're talking about injuries that happen early. You should have went out and got a linebacker, and then just like when we should have gotten a running back at the deadline last year. Would it have made us win the Super Bowl? Well, probably not, but maybe you get further in the playoffs. Maybe you could do different things. So, again, I think it's a tool that you need to use. We've talked about it many times, but seeing the numbers, how the Cowboys ranked 30th, so, you know, from 2016 through 2019, and then 2020 through 2023, they ranked 32nd, which is dead last. So, yeah, I understand. If Dallas is one of the better drafting teams, you put a very good team, obviously, a team who's won 12 games, three straight years. Even though they haven't won the division every year, no team does, unless there's really horrendous, since the Eagles back in 03-04, I believe. So, that's an issue. And then you fast forward to our own free agents. They bargain like their kids are starving, and how dare you take money out of the family's pension funds or something. It's like, what are you talking about? The CeeDee Lamb deal should have already been done. Now, I said 2 weeks, so it needs to be done, by the end of this week. It needs to be done by the end of or by Wednesday would be 2 weeks, right? Since they reported on a Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, the latest, a deal has to be done. Do I think it's going to be done now? Probably not. I'm going to be wrong on that one. Game Time's going to be wrong on that one. Unless it happens in the next couple of days. I mean, what do they... again, I want the people to keep voicing their opinion, keep not showing up to Oxnard, because Oxnard is a dead zone. I saw the blue-white scrimmage. There wasn't as many people as there normally is. I hope it's dropped down to nothing. Mark, I hope you could... Mark, look, when he talks, he's fairly loud. I hope that Stephen Jones can hear you. I want you to yell, "The Cowboys sucks," as loud as you can, Mark. Cowboys sucks. Or, no, you can't say that because you'll get kicked out. Say, "Sign Dak," or "Set Dak free." Imagine Mark getting kicked out because he's picketing about Dak for higher wages. So, anyway, I haven't watched anything from Mark this morning. I'm sure he's resting up. My man was up at the ass crack of dawn. But again, he was going out to the West Coast, so I get it. But man, it just totally... When I leave that early, it kind of throws me off for a couple days. But Mark doesn't sleep, so it doesn't matter. He's good. He's better than I am when it comes to that. I need to get out on the right foot. So, but anyway, this is game week, people. Believe it or not, this is game week. Dallas is out there this morning, or later this afternoon, for us. There's nobody ahead of you, lady. Get the Nissan Altima 2.5 liter, kick it in gear. You're doing 40 and a 50. I'm not saying you gotta do 55. But anyway, we are in a game week, people. Not a practice. Well, there's practice too, but we talking about practice. Now, we got a game coming up on Sunday? Saturday? I believe it's Sunday, because Mark will be there. In SoFi. So, we got a game coming up. We'll be practicing with the Rams. You'll see some fights. Again, my most important thing is get these young Tyler Guytons, Marshawn Nealons. They need to get to work in now, because you know what's going to happen. At some point, they're going to back off and say, yeah, these guys aren't going to play in the final preseason game. Probably Nealon more so than Guyton, because they need to be careful with injury. These two guys that they signed, these two DNs, they're not like the long-term answer. They're not. So it'll be by who they don't play. I think everybody will play like in the preseason game, except Dak. I'd play Dak's ass. I'd play him. I'd play Dak for a quarter. I know, I'm an idiot. Go ahead, tell me. But I would play him. Why? I don't know if I have him long term. Use him up. Get him some reps with the Jalen's in live action. It's not like you're going to rest a Tyron Smith. You're going to get all these guys not named Zach Martin some playing time. Terrence Steele may be limited. I mean, he looks real good. Thank God. Terrence Steele looks to be back just by how he's practicing. He's a year removed from that injury, and he probably shouldn't have played last year. But he looks to be good. So, that's good. That's good news. Yeah. So, again, game week, you're going to be hitting somebody other than your fellow teammate. I'm looking at Mozzie Smith this week in preparation. I'm looking at Tyler Guyton. I'm looking at DeMarvion Overshown. I'm looking at Jalen Brooks. I don't know that Jalen Tolbert's going to get a lot of run, but Jalen Brooks, David Durden, all these wide receivers that I always talk about. Jalen Moreno Cropper. I'm very, very interested to see what they do. But we got a whole week of practice to go. Let's stay healthy. Now, moving on to Sean Payton. As you saw, I just wanted to tell everybody regarding the kickoffs. They're not going to show their hand in preseason what they're going to do in kickoffs. They're not. But that being said, they need to take one of the options off. Because what's going to happen is people are just going to kick it through the end zone and get the ball at the 30-yard line. They need to move that up to the 35. Okay? They need to move it up to the 35. I said squib kicks. There won't be any squib kicks because if you squib kick it, if the ball hits before the landing zone, the ball gets placed at the 40-yard line. Well, they're not going to do that. They're either going to kick it through the end zone or in the landing zone. So they need to get rid of the 30-yard line, move it to the 35. That way there's only two rules, okay? Touchback is 35. If it doesn't hit the landing zone, 40. That would be better off for everybody. And I think they very well may change it. I think it's next week. There's there's some sort of meeting with the owners about the money, but they could change a rule like that. Because once the season starts, you don't want to be changing rules because then it looks like you're messing with the integrity of the game. So you got to be careful when it comes to that stuff. So it'll be interesting. It wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be, but I didn't realize that if you kicked it through the end zone, it's only at the 30-yard line. You need to up that to the 35. Obviously, if it lands prior to the landing zone or goes out of bounds, it goes to the 40. That stays. And so that is going to tell people, now you got to give them the 35-yard line. But the analytics say if you get the ball to 35 or higher, the percentage of points scored go way up. So what that's going to do is have more of those kicks landing in the landing zone, open up the big play. The NFL loves it. Scoring goes up. Scoring sells. That's what it's all about. It's all about scoring points. So, but Sean Payton, he's a very smart man. That is the way to go. Because if not, everybody's just going to kick it through the end zone and touchbacks will be at the 30. So if you want to eliminate that, make it 35. So it'll be 35 and 40, or you're going to return the ball. And I saw some returns, but again, just keep in mind, nobody's showing their cards. Dallas won't show their cards. They'll keep it very vanilla. There's going to be some very creative ways to do kickoffs. You don't think there is until you see it and you go, I know our special teams coordinator, Bones Fossil. A lot of people around the league think the Cowboys have an advantage. It's like, well, you could have, I don't buy it. I think everybody's going to have an advantage. I think ultimately it's up to your kicker. And we have one of the better kickers, it seems. So we'll see. But me saying the squib kicks, that was wrong because I forgot. If the ball hits before the landing zone, and it goes to the 40, supposedly, we're out of bounds. So, what's going to be interesting when it's really windy or inclement weather, how that's going to work. You're really putting people in a tough spot. So I think that's going to increase scoring. So special teams, I think for once we have an advantage in an area, and that's special teams. So, but anyway, everybody, make sure you check me out 2:30, 3 o'clock Eastern, live from the mail truck. Yes, live from the mail truck. We are back, baby. We are back. We're back, and Not looking forward to it, but hey, I'm looking forward to spending time with you guys. So, mailman's got to go and get that mail out. Everybody, all your stuff is going out. Bobblehead, hat, JoJo, your stuff's going out. And a t-shirt's going out to Tacoma, Washington. So, all right, everybody. I'll talk to you later.